Hi guys, Lemi here. Welcome back to another art video. Today we are getting the first week of Inktober 2016. Now I'm not going to do every week of Inktober because it's a lot of video editing. So what I might do is at the end of October, I'll show off all the pictures I made during October for Inktober, which is kind of just a project that was started by Jake Parker, I believe, here on YouTube, and you just make a picture using ink every day for the month of October. So the first day, I'm just going to go through and I'm going to tell you what materials I used and what pictures I made. The first day, day one, I did a picture of Princess Peach from the Nintendo franchise, but I made her a little bit kind of creepier, and I incorporated mushrooms in her actual character design. I went into this picture with the same mindset that I went into Inktober last year with, and that was having no lines drawn out. I kind of just went in and hoped for the best, which I don't really recommend doing, but I felt like since I did that last year, I could kind of carry that onto this year. It's not a picture I'm really proud of, but you'll see over the time of this speed paint portion, you'll see I do a lot of changing of the actual character, and I change the way she is, kind of like her form and her pose using different inking techniques. So there's a lot of correcting that goes along with this picture. For this one, I use my Pentel pocket brush pen, and I also used my Sakura brush pens, my Micron brush pens. They're colored. I use those for a lot of the coloring, and also I use the Microns to get the darkest blacks in the picture, because the Pentel pocket brush pen really doesn't make dark black lines as much as the Microns do. I also used my Sakura jelly rolls to add some detailing in the final piece, along with the koi coloring brush pens to color the background. So a lot of different Sakura products went into this one, but I also used that Pentel brush pen as well. Moving on to day two, I wanted to do a witch, and I decided that I wanted her to be kind of reminiscent of the old witches, the ones that you kind of see being like, I guess you would call them ugly, or like they don't look super pretty or friendly. They're kind of grumpy, like a traditional witch you would think from, I guess, like having a building fall on her and you take her shoes off and wear them around town, that sort of witch. So I really wanted to make sure that the nose wasn't like a pretty nose. I mean, I don't think that her nose is ugly by any means with how I drew it, but it's not like the traditional like perky looking girl witch you would see nowadays that people draw very often. So I gave her like a kind of hooked nose, and I also gave her some warts under her eye, and I gave her like these big black lips, so like she looks kind of menacing with all the black in her hat and the dark hair. I really wanted to give her that classic witch look, so I did that close-up for her on day two. For this one, I used my Copic, I want to say Copic multi-liner, but it was just a brush pen in black, and this is part of that set with the metal casings that they sell. The Moleskine notebook isn't very good for ink drawings, and actually all of the liners that I have look a lot grayer on this paper than they do any other paper. So this paper just sucks all the black color out of all my liners, but I tried, you guys. After I used the Copic black brush pen, I went in with a Prismacolor Micron, and I did some stippling just to add some extra details, and then I finished this off with a white jelly roll pen just to add a little bit of highlights in the eye area, and some on the lip, and a little bit in the hair and on the hat. For day three, I drew my character as Stella Vanilla, and I drew her in a pumpkin patch. I put a flower in her hair because pumpkins do have flowers. They look like stars and they're really cute. I love pumpkins. I think they're really adorable. And yeah, I just thought I'd give her like a classy outfit, because that's the sort of things that that character specifically likes to wear. And yeah, I thought I'd put her in a pumpkin patch. I wanted both the left and the right side to be completely black and white, and I didn't want to add color to either of the pictures. For this picture specifically, I used a Pilot brush pen, and I did notice that the lines feathered using this brush pen in this specific notebook, so I definitely don't recommend this one for Inktober, but since I used it last year for Inktober because I didn't know any better, I figured I'd completely fill out this book with my Inktober drawings. So yeah, I'm trying to use all my different supplies in these pictures. Next up is day 4, where I wanted to have a girl that was bitten by a vampire. I was originally going to do her hair in blues and have the stars be white, and then I just figured why not have her have warm hair, kind of like a sunset. So I used my Sakura Koi coloring brush pens for this picture, and I used some Sakura Moonlight jelly rolls for the detailing. I really like how this one came out. It was simple, but it's fun and different looking. Not to mention colorful, so I like that one. Day 5 is both my characters Orion and Piper, and I thought it would really be cute to draw them together because last year I drew them together, but also I like their initials together are OP, so it's kind of like overpowered, like with video games and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, that's really cute. I'll just draw a picture like that and then put OP in the background. So I just did kind of like a snuggly picture, and then I used my Sakura Koi coloring brush pens in gray to do some grayscale coloring, just to kind of like shade it a little bit. I used my Pigma Sensei liners to do all the line work, and then I went in with my brush pens at the very end and I added a messy border. Oh, also, and I used a white Sakura jelly roll just to add like a little bit of white highlights to it. So now we're on day 6, which is a little bit more complicated. It's my original characters, Mint and Chip, and this is Mint when she was a little girl and Chip when he was small. And I made my own Pentel pocket brush pen because I had 2. When the liner ran out of ink, I refilled it with pink India ink, and it still hasn't worked all the black out of the cartridge, so the ink is a little bit darker than it should have been. And I just dipped the pen into pure pink ink, so a lot of the picture is kind of like bright pink, and then other parts are kind of like dark pink because the black of the cartridge is still in there. So there's a lot of different kind of pink colors in the line art, so that's kind of what makes this fun. I also dipped the pen into some water to water it down, so I got some nice textures going on like in the hair area and the shading. So I had a lot of fun with just messing around with one pen with this and kind of making my own pen. And finally, we have day 7. This is my character Lucatiel and also her ghost cat Bianca, and I wanted to dress them up in Halloween outfits. So Lucatiel is dressed as a skeleton and her ghost cat is dressed as a ghost. So you can actually see that the ghost has a sheet over her, so she's not see-through anymore, but I think that kind of adds to the cuteness of the picture. Also, Lucatiel is a banshee, so I thought it would be really cute to have her as a skeleton. What I used for this one would be my Sakura Professional brush pen set, but also I used white jelly rolls, a Uniball in silver metallic Uniball, and I also used a Sakura Moonlight jelly roll for the orange of the pumpkin, also a Sakura Classic jelly roll for the pumpkin, and finally I used, to get the really dark black lines, like this is the blackest pigment I could get in this this Moleskine notebook, is I used a black Sakura Glaze jelly roll That was the only way I could get black lines, because you can see in her hair it looks gray, but that was actually a black liner that I used. Like, for some reason this paper just absorbs all of the ink. So the only way I could get really dark pigment was by using a Sakura Glaze. So yeah, I thought this picture was cute, that she was going trick-or-treating with her cat. And that's pretty much it for Inktober week 1. I hope that you guys liked it. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys next week for another video. Take care. Bye, guys.